How could a local Polish-Hungarian force in a small town stand up to the Golden Horde's seasoned cavalry? Because by January 1288, Leszek II the Black and his Hungarian ally had fortified the region, mobilized local militias, and timed a relief attack that caught Nogai Khan's besiegers off guard. The Battle of Stary Sącz took place in January 1288 during the Third Mongol invasion of Poland from 1287 to 1288. It was the culmination of a series of reforms, fortifications, and alliances put in place after two earlier Mongol incursions had devastated Lesser Poland. Leszek II the Black had learned bitter lessons from the invasions of 1241 and 1259 to 60, when the Mongols' mobility and shock tactics overwhelmed fragmented Polish defenses. By the late 1280s, he and his advisors sought to turn Poland from a patchwork of duchies into a more coordinated military bloc capable of resistant steppe warfare. One pillar of preparation was fortification policy. Krakow, Sandomierz, and the southern frontier towns such as Stary Sącz received strengthened earthworks, stone walls, and better stockpiles. Castles along the Dunajec and Popred rivers acted as forward bastions, delaying raiders and offering safe rally points. In practical terms, this meant that when Nogai Khan's southern army arrived in December 1287, it failed to storm Krakow quickly and was forced to disperse for plunder, a dangerous move when local defenders were organized. The second pillar was an alliance with Hungary. Leszek II secured the cooperation of Voivode George Baksa, an experienced commander who could move Hungarian contingents swiftly through the Carpathian passes. This was more than a symbolic gesture. Hungarian troops brought heavy cavalry and crossbowmen who could counter Mongol horse archers. Their presence also reassured Lesser Poland's towns that relief was coming, stiffening local resistance. Thirdly, Leszek encouraged local militias, notably the Highland Gorals of Podhale, to wage a war of harassment. These mountain fighters knew the terrain intimately, using ambushes on winter roads and attacking Mongol camps along the Dunajec. Their skirmishing culminated in the Battle of the Dunajec, which forced Nogai's troops to shift toward Stary Sącz. Instead of terrorizing peasants into flight, the Mongols found themselves bleeding men and supplies in unfamiliar valleys. Strategically, Leszek planned a concentration and counterstrike. While he was still engaged with Talabuga Khan's northern army in the Świętokrzyski Mountains, he arranged for Hungarian forces to march to the relief of southern towns. Once his own army disengaged, he united with George Baksa's columns, creating a mobile strike force able to hit the besiegers at Stary Sącz. This combination of fortified strong points, allied heavy cavalry, and irregular local attacks was exactly the kind of layered defense that earlier Polish rulers had lacked. Thus, by the winter of 1287 to 88, the Polish-Hungarian side was not a passive victim, but an active coalition, prepared to absorb a blow and then deliver one. The stage was set for a reversal of fortunes when the Mongols attempted to capture Stary Sącz. Nogai Khan's southern army, part of the Golden Horde, had entered Lesser Poland in late 1287 after an unsuccessful siege of Krakow. We do not have precise figures for troop strength, but contemporary chronicles imply sizable mounted force, accustomed to fast raids rather than prolonged sieges, After being harassed and driven from Podhale by local Goryls at the Dunajec, Nogai shifted to besiege Stary Sącz, a fortified town on the Poprad River. Its walls and garrison were designed precisely for this contingency, and the townspeople held out. Meanwhile, Duke Leszek II disengaged from fighting Talabuga Khan's northern army and moved south. He linked up with the Hungarian contingent under Voivode George Baksa. This union created a composite army with Polish knights, Hungarian heavy cavalry, and supporting infantry. Their rapid winter march caught Nogai's besiegers off guard. Expecting only a weak town garrison, the Mongols suddenly faced a relief force approaching from multiple directions. As the relief army advanced, the Mongols were forced to abandon siege works and redeploy on frozen ground. Polish-Hungarian cavalry, operating from within familiar terrain, could charge across prepared routes, while local militias closed off escape paths. The winter conditions further blunted the Mongols' usual tactic of wide encirclement and feigned retreat. According to later Polish accounts, the combined force struck decisively. Heavy cavalry broke through lighter Mongol units, while crossbowmen and infantry exploited the disarray. The Goryls, emboldened by the arrival of Leszek's banner, harried the flanks and rear. Without the element of surprise and unable to forage easily, Nogai Khan's army suffered heavy losses and was compelled to retreat. This defeat at Stary Sącz marked a rare moment when a Polish-Hungarian coalition took the initiative against the Golden Horde. The Mongols withdrew from southern Poland and Hungary at the end of January 1288, marking the end of their third invasion. Though numbers and details are sparse, the pattern is clear. A prepared defense, a timely alliance, and a coordinated counterstroke transformed a besieged town into the pivot of victory. After their defeat at Stary Sącz, Nogai Khan's forces abandoned the campaign and retreated from Poland and Hungary by the end of January 1288. In the following years, the Golden Horde shifted its focus back to internal power struggles and to campaigns in Ruthenia and the Balkans, while Lesser Poland and Hungary enjoyed a rare respite that allowed them to rebuild their fortifications and refine the defensive strategies that had proved successful at Stary Sącz. Out of this breathing space, the stand at Stary Sącz itself became more than just a battlefield victory. It turned a threatened frontier into a symbol of solidarity. Poland and Hungary discovered that by fighting side by side, they could repel even the feared Golden Horde. And from that winter, a tradition of mutual aid, royal intermarriage, and political cooperation began to deepen between the two kingdoms. Over the following decades, their rulers exchanged troops, supported each other's claims, and built the cross-Carpathian ties that later chroniclers would sum up as our two nations as close as brothers. This battle is a reminder that unity can reverse the course of history. We'll keep bringing you these forgotten stories. Hit like, subscribe, and come with us on the next journey into medieval battles and alliances.